What did you do in the war?
I was an engineer on a landing craft.
Did you do anything?
A landing craft is you load the men on and you drive them to the shore.
Where?
Panama and Greenland.
Why those places? Do you know?
No, they sent me there.
They just sent you there and you went?
Well, I went to Greenland. They had what they called the Cold War with Russia. And we were stationed there in case the Russians came over and did anything. They call it the Cold War.
So were you like involved in any of the war technically?
No.
You weren't out
No,
there.
no.
Okay. So how long were you involved in the war?
2 years in the Army.
2 years?
Yeah.
So then did they just like tell you you were done, or did you just...
That's how long you have to go in the Army for 2 years. I was drafted.
Okay. How did your parents feel about you being drafted?
Well, I was married, so they weren't much concerned about it.
So you had a married grandma before then.
Yeah.
Was my mom alive yet, or no? Did you have
What?
kids? Did you have kids after the war?
When I was in the Army, I had Michael with me in Panama, your grandmother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then they came home and I went to Greenland.
So then the army was paying you, technically, to stay there? Or,
Where, in Panama?
yeah,
No, I was paying.
you were paying?
Yeah.
Oh.
I flew her by plane,
Yeah.
had an apartment in the American Embassy, and when she came home, I went to Greenland.
So did you enjoy being in the war, or was it just like a regular, like, or was it like a regular day at work for you? Do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Went in at 8 o'clock, came home at 4 o'clock.
Oh, so it wasn't like, and you obviously had a lot of friends that went to.
Well, I lived in a Navy base. I was in the Army, lived in a Navy base, went back to the Army during the day, and then I went back home with your grandmother and Michael.
Come on, sunshine. Um. So there was obviously a lot of like things on the news about the war. Did you know specifically what this war intended?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Korean War?
Yeah.
In fact, my best friend, he went over to Korea. A week and a half later, he was killed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was like.
So I was fortunate I never went to the war zone, what they call a war zone.
Yeah. So you just worked on machinery?
We
basically?
were a support unit. My job was to go along the ships